Frida adjusted her tight black dress in the dimly lit staff room, her fingers trembling slightly as she applied the final touches to her makeup. She was no stranger to high-end events like this, slinging cocktails for the elite while dreaming of something more. Tonight, though, felt different. The gala was for Slater King, the enigmatic tech billionaire whose face had been plastered across every news outlet for months. He'd stepped down as CEO of his empire amid whispers of scandals, but that only seemed to heighten his allure. Frida's best friend, Jess, leaned against the mirror beside her, smirking. "You ready to charm the pants off these rich assholes?" Jess teased, her voice laced with the sarcasm that had bonded them through countless shifts. Frida laughed, but inside, she felt a spark of ambition. Maybe tonight, she'd be noticed. The event hall buzzed with opulence, crystal chandeliers casting shimmering lights over tuxedo-clad guests and women in designer gowns. Frida navigated the crowd with trays of champagne, her animal-themed nails catching the light. Red rabbits on this occasion, a quirky signature that set her apart. She spotted Slater King across the room, tall and charismatic, his smile disarming as he shook hands with donors. Their eyes met briefly, and Frida felt a jolt. Later, as she served him a drink, he complimented her nails. "Unique choice," he said, his voice smooth like velvet. "Red rabbits, symbol of luck or something more?" Frida blushed, stammering a response about how they reminded her of childhood stories. Jess watched from afar, rolling her eyes, but smiling proudly. By the end of the night, Slater had invited them both to his private island for what he called a dream vacation. Jess was hesitant. "This sounds too good to be true, Frida." But Frida's excitement went out. "Come on, when do we ever get chances like this?" she pleaded. They boarded a private jet the next day, the stewardess offering them chilled Prosecco as they soared over turquoise waters. Upon landing, a sleek yacht ferried them to the island, a paradise of white sands, lush jungles, and a sprawling villa that screamed luxury. Slater greeted them personally, his entourage already assembled. Vic, the slick photographer with a missing pinky finger he joked about losing in a freak accident. Cody, the laid-back chef and Slater's old friend. Tom, the washed-up DJ with a perpetual grin. And Lucas, the eager young exec fresh out of college. The women guests were equally glamorous. Sarah, a reality TV star with sharp wit and a competitive edge. Camilla, an app developer bubbling with ideas. And Heather, a stoner lawyer who seemed perpetually relaxed. Slater's assistant, Stacy, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, collected their phones with a polite but firm smile. "No distractions here, just pure relaxation," she explained. The group settled in, the days blending into a haze of sunbathing by the infinity pool, gourmet meals prepared by Cody, and nights of partying with hallucinogenic treats from gift bags in their rooms. The perfume in those bags was especially intoxicating, a floral scent that made everything feel dreamlike. Frida found herself drawn to Slater. He listened to her stories, made her feel seen in a way no one ever had. They shared late-night walks on the beach, his hand brushing hers. But cracks began to appear. Jess complained of blackouts, moments she couldn't recall. "I swear, Frida, something's off," she whispered one evening as they lounged by the fire pit. Frida brushed it off, attributing it to the drugs and alcohol. The local staff, all bearing identical snake tattoos on their arms, moved silently, avoiding eye contact. One maid, an older woman with kind but haunted eyes, stared at Frida's nails and murmured "Red Rabbit" in a thick accent, handing her a cryptic note that Frida dismissed as a language barrier. Tensions simmered between Frida and Sarah, who vied for Slater's attention. During a heated exchange by the pool, Sarah splashed water at Frida, laughing it off as playful. That night, the group indulged in more hallucinogens, the world spinning in vibrant colors. Jess was bitten by a snake while wandering the gardens, her scream piercing the night. The men rushed to help, but Jess recovered quickly, though her paranoia grew. "We need to leave," she told Frida in their room, her eyes wide. "They're doing something to us." Frida, basking in Slater's affections, convinced her to stay. "Just a few more days," she promised. The next morning, Jess was gone. Frida searched frantically, but no one remembered her. "Who?" Sarah asked blankly when Frida mentioned her name. Panic set in as Frida found Jess's lighter, a gift engraved with her initials, tucked in Sarah's bag. "This proves she was here," Frida insisted. Sarah, skeptical at first, began to question her own memories. Together, they explored the island, stumbling upon a hidden cottage stocked with identical red gift bags. Inside one, Frida found a perfume bottle. A flash of intuition led her back to the maid, who offered a vial of snake venom. "Drink," the maid urged. Hesitant, Frida swallowed it, and memories flooded back. Horrific glimpses of violence she couldn't place. As the men announced a fishing trip, leaving the women to spa treatments, Frida pieced it together. The perfume erased memories, turning nights of horror into forgotten voids. The venom countered it. She convinced Sarah to drink some, and Sarah's eyes widened in terror as recollections returned. The men drugging them, assaulting them repeatedly under the cover of darkness. "Those bastards," Sarah growled. They rallied Camilla and Heather, tricking them into ingesting the venom. The women's fury ignited as the truth dawned. Slater's Island was a trap, a playground for the powerful to indulge in depravity without consequence. Frida sneaked into Slater's office, heart pounding, to retrieve their phones. They were dead, useless. But photos on his desk revealed the extent. Cycles of guests, women like them, all forgotten after the perfume wiped their minds. The men used it too, absolving themselves of guilt. Frida's own memories sharpened. She'd been here before a year ago, invited similarly, assaulted brutally. She'd fought back, biting off Vic's pinky in a struggle. That's why the maid recognized her as Red Rabbit. That evening, dinner was a tense charade. Frida and Sarah danced seductively on the table to distract the men, buying time. Camilla and Heather's memories surged back mid-meal. Chaos erupted. Camilla stabbed Tom in the throat with a steak knife, his blood spraying across the table. Heather lunged at Vic, gouging his eyes before Stan, the security guard, shot her dead. Slater gunned down Camilla coldly. The surviving men barricaded in the villa, Slater mocking Lucas, who'd been perfumed into compliance. "You think you're innocent? You're one of us now." Frida fought Stacy in the hallway, the assistant clawing at her, screaming, "I don't want to remember." Frida stabbed her in self-defense, tears streaming. Stan pursued Frida through the gardens, but Sarah bludgeoned him with a rock, seizing his gun. Cody fled into the woods. Sarah tracked and shot him. In the villa, Frida and Sarah set a trap, a tripwire connected to a shotgun. Lucas triggered it, dying instantly. Slater cornered Frida, confessing his twisted philosophy. Power is about control, and control means no loose ends. But Frida had laced his vape with the perfume. When he inhaled, confusion hit. He slipped on blood, knocking himself out as the villa ignited in flames. Frida and Sarah dragged Slater out, leaving Vic to burn. They escaped on the yacht, the island shrinking behind them. Months later, at another gala, Slater wandered disoriented, his mind fogged by Frida's custom vape juice infused with the memory-erasing flower. Frida, now his wife and CEO of his company, stood triumphant. She turned the tables, using his own weapon against him. Rich, the therapist who'd enabled it all, was escorted out at her command. As applause filled the room for her accomplishments, Frida smiled. Revenge wasn't just sweet, it was eternal.